Stephanie with stampwithstephanie.com, and this is the third project in my 2015 Freaky Friday Halloween series. It is a greeting card that has a little box attached to it that you can fill with candy. To get started, you will need a piece of basic black cardstock measured at 10.5 by 7. With the longer side at the top, you're going to need to score at 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, and 7.5. Then you'll want to turn it with the shorter end at the top, and you're going to score at 1 and 6. Next, you'll want to remove a few sections. This part right here that forms the card, there's 2 rectangles formed by our score lines that we're going to remove. We'll also need to remove the 2 little rectangles at the very end. And I angle this a little bit so that it's easier to put the box together. So just angle right there. You'll also need to cut up along these score lines to make flaps for the box. Next, I'm going to use the decorative label punch to punch out this little window here. You can see it goes across 2 edges of the box. So to do that, you will just want to center your punch on this first main score line after our flap. Punch that out. I have a piece of vellum. You could also use a window sheet. This is cut at 3 by 1 3/4. I'll just use some glue dots, 1 in each corner. And adhere that right over the window. Now let's score all of our score lines, or fold in all of our score lines. Next, you will want to apply some tear and tape to this flap right here. Then you can start to assemble the box. This piece will line up with this score line that wasn't really necessary, but the reason I put it in here was so that it was easy to see where to line up this flap. Okay. You might want to use your bone folder to press that down to make sure it holds well. Then you'll just fold up the bottom, or these ends, and you can trim these down a little bit if you want to. need a small piece of tear and tape here. Before you seal up this end, make sure you put your candy in here. Otherwise, you're going to be giving a card that doesn't have any treats in. Alright, so that is the basic shape and assembly of your card box. Next, I used Haunt You Later. It's a cute stamp set. And I went ahead of time and stamped and colored these. This is a piece of watercolor paper cut at 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. And I stamped on the watercolor paper the vampire image and have a fantastic Halloween just towards the right side. Then I used my ink pad, or several ink pads, and an aqua painter to color in the vampire. Then on another scrap piece of watercolor paper, I stamped the pumpkin and colored that in with the aqua painter and my ink pads. If you want to see a tutorial on how to use the aqua painter, leave a comment and let me know, and I may make another video on how to do that. After you have stamped and colored your image, you will want to cut out your pumpkin. Attach the pumpkin to your card with a dimensional. Finally, I have a few sequins, just some extra decorations, and these I pulled off of a piece of the silver sequin trim. If you just cut the string in between these, sequins will fall off and you have some sequins to use. I used the fine tip glue pen. Just put a few dots of glue, just teeny tiny dots of glue, you don't need much, in 3 random spots, and attached the sequins there. I do all of my work on this piece of paper first before I attach it to my box, so that if I mess up, I can start over but not have to start over completely. Once that dries, and I'm not sure mine's quite dry enough, but we'll see, just apply a lot of snail. Since this is watercolored paper, it's textured, and you'll want a lot of adhesive to make sure it stays put. And then just apply it to your card box. And if you want, you could also cut a it was a 2 3/4 by 4 3/4 piece of Whisper White and put it in here so that you can easily write your message, or you can use a chalkboard marker to write your message on here as well. Thanks for watching. I have a few more Freaky Friday Halloween videos coming up over the next few weeks, so please subscribe or check back with me. I hope you enjoyed.